What is something you wish you could delete from this earth? Cancer. My sister technically beat cancer 15 years ago, but she still hurts every day and has chemo fog too. She told me she wishes she had died except her kids were still little. I cry about that still. Alzheimer's disease. This is the saddest disease emo. My grandma not being able to recognize my mom or I is very disheartening. Imagine not recognizing your own child or remembering their name. I don't even want to get started on the hereditary factor. 4 Thanksgivings ago, I was called to my parents' house by my brother who was worried that no one was answering their door. He didn't have a key. So I brought one. Found both my folks on the freezing cold basement floor. They had fallen there the night before and couldn't get up. Got them up and physically they seemed fine. The next day my dad collapsed from a punctured lung from his fall. Prior to that, he had been showing some signs of dementia. After just a few days in the hospital, his dementia blew up 1000%. It was sad and crazy how quickly it happened. He began to tell stories about how traveled up and down the United States when really he had been in the hospital during that time. His stories were incredibly detailed. I believe he had Lewy body dementia, not Alzheimer's. But it's neither here nor there because they both present similarly. And they can both FCK off. Mosquitoes. Mental illness. Viruses and rapists pedis. Pollution. Interesting thing with the start of the pandemic. Remember when everyone had to stay at home? The first week or so? And there was no pollution? You could see the fish in the canals in Venice, the water was so clear. You could see the mountains in LA because there was no smog. I think from that we could learn not to drive for a week every year. I mean, we have Earth Day. Why not make it Earth Week where no one drives? They work at home. If they can help it. Or very few essential people drive mass transit. To give the earth a break. Where are the hippies to jump on this and make it a big deal again? I think we could do a lot for pollution if we started doing that at least once a year. Give the earth a break for a week. Let it breathe. Periods. I wish pets didn't poo or pee. That'd be awesome. Granted. Now when your pet needs to defecate it explodes in a literal shitstorm all over your living room. Your record for keeping a pet alive is 2 weeks. Everything. Why not? Everyone already has this power. You just have to start with yourself. COVID-19 pretty obviously. Fucking. Mosquitoes. Nuclear weapons. Without nuclear weapons we have World War I, World War II, the Mongol conquest, the Crusades, the 100 Years' War, the Gallic War. World War I was a perfect example of what happened when there were no nuclear weapons. Everybody was grandstanding and flexing up their military might because those that flexed had thousands of soldiers to send to their deaths if need be. Eventually it just got like a cramped chessboard where it was impossible to make another neutral move without taking a piece and losing one in the process, and the whole thing raged on. Nukes makes the superpowers that had these armies just have war of words now. Nobody is allowed drop a nuke on anybody without the rest of the players dropping a nuke on them. Now countries threaten to cut off other countries or impose sanctions or have a tactical strike on targets. But there's no global conflicts because everybody has a nuke as a last resort. Russia and China break these rules quite often, but as nuke holders nobody moves against them. Rapists. Bigotry. In all its various forms. Corporate self-appraisal, yearly self-development bullshit. Or hangovers. Religion. Edit. I saw the replies and I understand the viewpoints of those who feel offended. I am referring to religious fanatics and their modern day prevalence. Religion caused early organization of humans. It caused order. I'm personally agnostic, but not having religion would have probably slowed down humanity in its early stages. Religion can be bad, but it gives people hope and a belief that their life won't be all bad. Jake Paul. Either that. Or society's many expectations and norms. Just let everyone be them. Please. Hate. Pube hair. Just saying. The current choices aren't great. scraggly, smelly bush, razor rash, or pay lots of money. Hate. Why can't we all just be nice to each other? You don't get anything out of hating on someone. But being nice to one another means you can make someone's day just a little bit better. My failures. Secrets and lies. Imagine a world where everyone knew everything about everyone. A sudden change like that would be very chaotic. Maybe just don't allow any new secrets and lies. But if you uncover all of the at once, I believe many people would die. Tax havens. Tax loopholes. Tax evasion. International tax laws which lead to tax avoidance. Non-custodial sentences for tax evasion. Acne. I have a little bit of chest acne. I'm too old for this shit. Bedbugs. I haven't had them in 4 years, but if I wake up one morning with a itch, I tear my bed apart to check. These bastards mentally scarred me for life. Homework. It's just needless stress on students and it stops students from spending time with their families. Environmental decay. Incels. Neckbeards and white supremacists. Hypothetical questions. But like, what if we didn't? It's just a hypothetical. Greed. Diseases of all types and anything that causes depression. The COVID. It is annoying to be with a mask all the time. Besides that, you have to be very careful when you walk. Everyone can have COVID and you don't know it. Greediness. Tacti bras that have velcro patches of the Punisher logo. They can just delete. Mosquitoes. And long cold winters. Skin diseases. China. Bad parents. Or bad parenting. I don't know. I just know it sucks. Depression and sadness. Air pollution. Note, there are things way worse than this one. Cancer. Mental illnesses. But this one feels like it helps a lot more people than the one affected, like cancer and mental illnesses. Poverty. My lack of a superpower which allows me to have any superpower I want. Governments that are only good at staying in power and nothing else. Ahem, Poland. PLZ, send help, we can't do shit. Runny noses. I hate having a runny nose. Emphysema. Bronchitis. Any autoimmune disease really that destroys the pulmonary cardiac system. These diseases are horrific. They slowly kill the person. And all anyone can do is watch as a once happy individual devolves into severe depression and chaos over basic functions. Hatred for other races, sexualities, genders, disabilities, etc. Stupid questions. Some large and significant building to confuse the FCK out of people. Child pornography. Paid advertising. Diseases in general, big brain IQ play. Global warming. Negative. Toxic. Narrow-minded monsters who have nothing better to do than hate and bring other people down with their toxic masculinity, femininity, masculinity in my case. Political parties. As Alexander Hamilton said, political parties are the most fatal disease of popular governments. Homophobia, biphobia, or just any form of disliking LGBT. Anti-vaxxers. So many kids are suffering from tubular diseases because their parents are stupid or trying to feel special. Ticks. Those tiny heathens should stay in hell where they belong. 5 billion least intelligent people. I am cool with it if I happen to be one of them. My first pair of glasses. It was like I unlock new superpowers. Scammers. I was going to say scams, but removing the source is the best solution. Republicans and Democrats. There's this video entry that shows up on mine as that I think was some old TV show episode that had ended up in the wrong folder and somehow improperly tagged in the video library. I can't find the actual file. But there's now a weird entry that shows up in some views that I can't seem to get rid of. Every embarrassing and stupid thing I've ever done that I lie awake thinking about in a constant loop while I scream into my pillow cursing myself for making these horrid mistakes and repeatedly slap myself to stop thinking about them. My scroll of a search history. Corruption. Suffering. Motor neuron disease. Cancer. Autism. Depression and my disgusting friend. Dementia too, I guess. Selfishness. Multiple sclerosis. Depression. Cancer. Alzheimer's. Cigarettes. Cigars. Vape pens. And meth. Ignorant people. Whichever person on Nintendo's legal team that keeps shutting down the competitive Smash community. Or, if several people are involved, I'd like to Thanos snap all of them. Fuck disease. Literally FCK it. FCK all diseases. I'm deleting disease. I don't want nobody to lose someone special from disease. Pornography. It's addictive and kills the sex drive of a lot of men. Including my boyfriend. My neighbor downstairs. That old CNT complains about everything. Cousin marriages. The planet FCK the Earth. Trump. Okay, so this is gonna sound morbid but bear with. I love how some have responded to various things like cancer, Alzheimer's and strokes etc. I wish that we could delete the randomness. Like a 37-year-old with 2 kids. I would like it to be that we can choose. So, here is the thing that some won't like, but please don't hate me. I would choose to take on cancer from someone that is dying. I have fought daily and it still happens that I want to die. I will not kill myself, but if I could walk up to a mum or dad that's terminal and just tap them on the shoulder to transfer it, then I would love that. They would get to spend all that much more time with their family and friends. If you really want to discuss this, then I am open to a DM to discuss, but I won't be talking to anyone that just wants to shout at me. Blind faith. Religion and the belief in the supernatural. Not outlaw it. Not make everyone the same religion. And not just force it underground. Deleted and gone from everyone's thought and imagination. More evil has been done to each other in the world over which Sky Daddy you believe in and how you think he wants you to act. A lot of other things on this list would go away automatically without this artificial creation that only serves to divide people. Probably my old YouTube channel. I was like 7, I found a dead rat in my babysitter's backyard. Me and a couple friends started beating it with sticks. We recorded ourselves and uploaded it. I'm scared one day someone's gonna find it. Sadism is a human impulse. Whether it's a sibling that gets glee out of making a younger sibling they wail on constantly piss themselves. Bullies that humiliate their victims. Or institutionalized torture throughout history. Let's say, any institutional or private practice that involves inflicting pain on somebody else for any reason but self-defense. The older I get, the more frightening it is to realize it's just something naturally occurring in lots of humans for no reason other than curiosity and boredom. Shit. Look at children. Maybe physical pain is the way human beings know they're mortal, or that something, e.g. putting your hands on the burner, is dangerous. Any chronic medical condition or ailment, be it mental or physical. I think I'd include skin disorders like acne or rosacea in that, given how they shaped my life. Every Christian denomination. I only want what Jesus said and not what other people say about Christ. Feminists. People saying dumb quotes from movies. Run. Forest. Run. Double quote. You're killing me. Smalls. Double quote. There's no crying in baseball. Double quote. I'll be back. Double quote. I don't wish to delete these movies as a whole. Just people quoting these unfunny quotes over and over again. Porn. It would cause for 95% more maturity among guys, and it would cause for a whole lot less interesting interaction. My ex's roommate. Are you updated with Uyghur incident? I am aware that the Chinese are unjustly murdering innocent people. And most of everything else which is unfortunately happening to the Uyghurs. Anti-vaxxers. And all the other types of dumbers for that matter. We can cure cancer and tea, but there's no helping the idiots. Also, by my own logic, by removing all the fools from the population, we have more intelligence to dedicate to tea that matters, and we won't have people protesting things that legit save lives or have no real negative. i.e. masks' only real downside is some mild discomfort. All the pollution of every recognized variety from on inland, the ocean, the atmosphere, etc. and all of the nuclear waste. The former would also include all of the unexploded mines and other ordnance that is leaking chemicals into the soil and is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of unsuspecting civilians, children, and brave people whose jobs it is to locate and dispose of them.